All right, are you all ready on Mr. Garcia? All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6751 and 2024 CR 10332W, State versus Nadab Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Megan Enriquez for Nadab Garcia.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of these cause numbers, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, in each of the cause numbers, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney and did you sign it?
Yes.
In the cause number ending in the letter W, did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you understand that you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to hold you over for trial? Did you understand your attorney has 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand by entering into a plea bargain agreement in this cause number, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement under that cause number? And that cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. And that cause number, did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, if we can go off the record for a moment. No problem. No problem. All right. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
We do, Your Honor.
And state, are you proceeding on both paragraph A and paragraph B?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, and the cause number ending in 5-1, did you review the indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented in that cause?
Yes.
And the cause number ending in W, it appears that you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child 15 years or younger in paragraph A and paragraph B. Those are state jail felonies. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
And the cause number ending in 5-1, you're charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And each cause number, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand? Did you understand by entering into plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers, you're giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into pleas in each cause number? Counsel, in each cause number, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, in each cause number, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
In each cause number, has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? In each cause number, are you satisfied with the way you're been represented? In each cause number, are you a U.S. citizen? In each cause number, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? And the cause number ending in W, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. The state recommends community supervision, and I'm assuming there's no application. Is that correct? For deferred?
No application for deferred. That's correct, Your Honor.
This is the run concurrent with 2024 CR 6751. The state will take in consideration night mag number 743942. And there's to be regular random UAs in the VIP and DWI intervention. Did you understand that to be the plea in that cause number?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a top evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? In the other plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting your punishment to be at 5 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision and there's no application for deferred, correct?
That's correct.
This is to run concurrent with 2024 CR 10332W, and the state will take in consideration NIMAG number 743942. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommended to community supervision before a term of 5 years, and there'll be 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
And each cause number, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then in cause number 2024 CR 6751, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Nonsense.
And in cause number 2024 CR 10332W, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Nonsense.
And is that no contest plea to paragraphs A and B? State any evidence.
No objection
All right,
in both cases.
thank you. In each cause number, did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, in each cause number, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just respectfully ask the court to follow the plea bargain that we've reached with the state. I do believe he's motivated to be successful on probation, and we're grateful to the prosecutors for looking into everything. This was set for a discovery compliance hearing, but the prosecutor was able to send some emails and get their discovery that had been outstanding for 10 months. He was able to get it and we were able to get the cases resolved, so we're grateful.
All right, so who is allowing you to be around their children? Well, I mean, at the moment, no one, unless they're letting children come to the Bear County Jail, which I don't think they do that anymore. But I'm talking about the 2 children who were in the vehicle with you when you were intoxicated because you had smoked 3 bowls of marijuana. I'm talking about Emily is one of the juveniles, and the other juvenile is Justin. So how do you know them?
They're my ex-girlfriends.
What did you say? Emily was-
Oh, Emily's her daughter, and the little boy was her boyfriend.
You mean the little boy was her
Little boy,
what?
Yes,
Was
was
in-
Emily's boyfriend.
Your ex,
Yes. Emily is her daughter, and the little boy was her boyfriend.
If I may speak, Your Honor.
oh yeah, I need to explain this
Yes.
because,
So he was in a dating relationship with Emily's mother at the time.
so he's saying that Emily is the girlfriend of the boy who's in the vehicle.
Correct. They were teenagers, middle schoolers that are dating this. So it's Emily is his ex-girlfriend's daughter, and the other child in the other paragraph that was under 15 was Emily's middle school boyfriend. And he was giving Emily's boyfriend, the other child, a ride home around Christmas time.
Middle school children are dating now, have boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, I mean, You have no room to speak, because let me just tell you, you did 3 bowls of marijuana and then you are driving children around.
No.
So you should not have been there anyway. You should have said, I can't drive them, I'm too high. But I guess if you're too high, you don't tell people you're too high because you're too high. Well, I hope Child Protective Services is involved with them.
Yeah.
Mahia, this is why we have issues, because children are being allowed to be in the care of someone who's done 2 bowls of marijuana. And then middle school children have boyfriends and girlfriends. That never happened with Laura Ingalls. How do you spend your time? Doing what?
If I don't do roofing, I tie rebar daily. Because of the conditions of the time where sometimes it rains, sometimes it don't, sometimes I work, sometimes I don't, so I work.
Okay, you're mumbling and the court reporter can't pick it up and I can't hear you.
I said I do roofing and I tie rebar, but because of the weather, sometimes it rains, sometimes it don't. There were times where I don't work, so I started working at Golden Chip instead. And so I'd be able to work more or less, my 40 hours, more, maybe more if I could get extra hours.
So do you think it's dangerous to be on a roof and high?
Actually,
Or you just smoke on your off time?
well, I smoked because it was really the holiday, but yeah, it was really the off time, I guess, since we didn't work.
I mean, it was Christmas. So instead of celebrating Jesus's birthday, you decided to do bowls of marijuana. Do you have any children? How old are you?
I'm 29.
All right. Is there anything else you think I should know about you before I sentence you?
Made a mistake.
No, I mean, it's not a mistake. You made choices.
I made bad choices,
All right.
and trying to fix them any way I can. I feel better for myself as well.
All right. All right. And the cause number ended in the W. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 5 years. This is to run concurrent with 2024 CR 6751, taking in consideration night mag number 74392. All right. Now, I do realize that when I say 2 to 3 bowls of marijuana, it's not actual bowls, but you do have an issue with drugs. I think we can all agree with that. So other than marijuana, what else have you used?
That's when I was out before I got in custody.
Mhm.
It really was just marijuana. Like I said, it was Christmas, so I got a little more excited
When's the last time you used?
before I got locked up.
Okay. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. I'm going to want testing for levels. If those levels go up, let me know, because a motion to revoke will probably be filed. You understand? There's to be DWI intervention, VIP course. I'm going to do a driver's license suspension for 2 years. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, and he's not allowed to transport minors. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's going to be 120 sober meeting days. 120 sober meetings in 120 days, 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I graduated. I got my GD.
All right. What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? Do you just want to do roofing?
To be honest, I'm trying to go back to HVAC. I was already going, but because I was working and then I'd come out late and I didn't have the transportation, so sometimes I would miss.
All right. So let me just tell you something about this court. With regards to HVAC and all of these other things that people say they want to do, if you're in this court, if your occupation requires you to go inside someone's home, then I require that you let them know and they be put on notice in the form of a letter of your charges. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But there'll be a 200 hours deduction of community service hours if he obtains some sort of trade school certificate. And there'll be field visits one time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, next we're gonna move on to 2024 CR 6751. Court is gonna sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. This is run concurrent with 2024 CR 10332W. Taking consideration NIGHTMAG number 743942. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, tests for levels, and probation. We can go ahead and do a TAP evaluation out of custody, just so we'll have it on file. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be no transportation of minors. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 120 sober meetings in 120 days. 200 hours community service restitution. Again, if you provide a completion of trade school, then that will be deemed satisfied. Field visits one time per month for 3 months. And there's to be no contact with Jordan Andrew Anderson. And also, he's not allowed to reside with minors. So if there are minors in the home, he's not allowed to stay there. All right. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal in either of these cause numbers. Do you understand? Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you're driving and you know you're intoxicated, number one, you should not be driving. Number two, you should not be driving with children in the vehicle. Anything could have happened. You could have been in an accident and those 2 children would have been killed. And guess what? Then you would have been boohooing and crying about how you didn't mean to do it. It was Christmas and I'm just celebrating Jesus's birthday by getting high. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In this court, communication is key. If there's an issue that you need help with, call the probation officer. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. Do you all have the, for me to sign? There you go. Thank you. Just put this on the docket. Deputy Laura, do you see Enrique Hernandez on the docket? Got it. All right, the parties on John Martinez. We're gonna go on the record. Court is calling NIGHTMAG number 707619, State of Texas versus John Anthony Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Leo Gonzalez for John Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the court is in receipt of a motion to substitute counsel, and this attorney is asking to be substituted in as your attorney. Is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
All right, do you have any objections to this attorney being substituted in as your attorney? All right, so that will be granted. Now, the next issue we have is the court is in receipt of a violation report. You had a first violation report and the court ruled upon that. You were to continue with no alcohol use. And the ignition interlock order was to be within 15 days calibrated. So now the court is in receipt of a second violation report. Have both parties had a chance to review the violation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to the violation report, there's a high BRAC reading. So who wants to address this issue with the court?
I'll let Mr. Martinez explain to the court what the situation is, Your Honor.
All right, I'm hoping your explanation is not going to be NyQuil or anything of that nature. All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
John Martinez.
All right, make sure you keep your voice up so that I can hear and court reporter can hear. Yes, what would you like to say?
Yeah, Your Honor, I know it's my first and like screw up, it'll be my last, but I did have a couple drinks with my dad.
I'm sorry, what?
I did have a couple drinks with my dad tonight. I know I'm not supposed to, but I do solar. And I'm hardly like around my family, hardly see my family, so I just went to go be with them, spend time with them, catch up with them for a little bit.
So does your father love you?
Yes.
Do you think he loves you? Then why would he have you drinking around him? Does he not know you have a DWI? pending?
He knows it does. He did not make me, I make the choice to.
Let's not use the term screw up. I think screw, that term just sounds so horrible. So you made a bad choice. You drank, you're not supposed to drink. That's a problem for the court. I appreciate you being honest about it, but that's a problem for the court.
Yes.
So state, what are you requesting?
Judge, he does indicate, as he just told you, he has a job, a good paying job doing solar installation. So in the alternative, we'd ask definitely to prevent any issues going forward, possibly the scram to be considered. The full house arrest, though, would be a concern to his livelihood at this point with the job that he has. This didn't occur during a job site, but maybe weekly meetings with pretrial to make sure that he's no longer using, I think would be a better use of the resources to allow him to continue to work.
Well, see, here's my thing. Why are people never thinking about this? About I have employment, I have family, I have children, I have all of these obligations when they are committing an act that they know they are not allowed to commit. Why is it just now? Oh my gosh, I have a job.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm on top of
You can
my
unfold
stuff.
your hands. Yes.
I'm on top of my stuff. I've been doing my calibration tests on time.
But no, you were not on top of your stuff on this day.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Do my last. That's
How often are you drinking alcohol?
not often.
What does that mean? No, what does that mean? I'm not with you, so I don't know how often you're drinking or not. If I were in your house with you, I would be able to say, oh, Mr. Martinez drinks on this day and this day and this day. So how often are you drinking alcohol?
Very rarely.
What does that mean? I'm not with you. When's the
Honestly,
last time you had a drink?
To be honest, the last time, I didn't drive nowhere, didn't do nothing, just stayed home.
All right, so this past Saturday. So let me just tell you, counsel, your client know that he's looking at potentially me removing his bond and placing him at the Bear County Jail, but he continues to drink. So obviously he has an alcohol problem. So the question is, how do we address that? I know he has employment and nobody wants him to lose his employment, but we have issues. So this is what I want you all to do. Maybe there is a sober house for him, maybe where they'll allow him to work. So let's think along those lines, figure out a solution where he can keep his employment, but we address this issue. So the public is not in danger. I know technically the public, if he's drinking, his car is not going to start, but let's figure out how to address that issue. So if y'all want to confer, because obviously he has a drug and alcohol issue. Obviously, being on bond is not enough to stop the use of alcohol. So we need to come up with a solution, what we can do to protect the community, plus make sure that he is not perhaps driving somebody else's car without an ignition unlock. But so far, it appears that he's been abiding by the rules of blowing into the ignition interlock, even knowing that it's going to be positive. So let's try to figure out a way to protect the community, but get him the help. I'll note that this is the first violation report that's for a high BRAC reading. The other one had to do with the calibration, and sometimes the machines are not working.
Yes.
So we know that this was a true positive. So you guys put your heads together, see maybe if lifetime recovery will let him be there, but allow him to work because he needs treatment. All right. And so then we'll come back and figure it out. And thank you for being honest. Contested, are you all ready?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. See you all tomorrow. All right, we're going to go on the record in night mag number 707619, State of Texas versus John Anthony Martinez. Can I have the parties re-announced for the record, please? State, defense.
Leo Gonzalez for John Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're back. And I have by Zoom Officer Ortiz, which no one had an objection to him being by Zoom. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections from defense either.
All right. Officer Ortiz, did you have a chance to review the violation report for Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Martinez has admitted to the use of alcohol, and of course, he needs treatment. So first question, lifetime recovery, if he's sent to lifetime recovery, will they still allow him to have employment and to go to work?
That I'm not too sure of, Judge, but once you order treatment, he will be assigned with a treatment officer, and then you will be directed with a different officer for this case, for the treatment.
All right, do you know of any officer who can zoom in and tell us if lifetime will allow him to work? Because he'll need to keep his employment.
Okay, I can try to get somebody right now.
Okay. Or if you could just ask them, is there any objections to him just asking other officers that question?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if there's anyone you can ask and then just let us know.
Okay, let me get that for you.
All right, thank you. So just so everybody know, I am going to order treatment for him because I think he needs treatment. I think everybody is in agreement that he needs treatment, but try to order treatment where he's able to keep his employment.
And he understands that, Judge. He's willing to do whatever he needs to do to show the court that he doesn't have a problem or was working on this problem. He is more concerned about his employment though as well, and how that may affect any sobriety issues as well.
All right. And what is your work schedule? And you're still under oath.
It varies. I do solar, so I don't have a set schedule, just whenever the job is done.
When do they give you your work hours?
Lately, I've been going in like around 6 in the morning,
Mhm.
to whatever time the job is done. So can't really say
What days of the week?
Monday to Friday and Saturday sometimes.
Okay, Judge. I just
Yes.
received the response. Yes, if the defendant's in outpatient treatment, he's able to, but if he's in residential, no.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you can recommend for him?
At this time, on the violation letter, all we had was the DWI education course for alcohol awareness. That's an option that we usually offer you to sign if you want it.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. So I'll continue with no alcohol use. There's to be ignition interlock. That's continue. I'm going to add the DUI, DWI education course, waive fees, substance abuse outpatient treatment, waive fees, and there's to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Anything else being requested by the state? You're requesting the GPS? All right, so why is there a request for GPS? All right, so are you saying that he not be allowed to work? Well, with GPS tracking, that way you'll know where he is, if he's at a bar, if he's at a grocery store. All right.
And just for the record, Judge,
Yes.
we don't see how the GPS will in any way behoove him in this situation. Doesn't address the problem of his drinking. The things that you have brought to the court's attention at this time seem to be better alternatives than just straight GPS.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to waive the fees for GPS and it'll be tracking for 60 days. I'm sorry, not 60 days, 90 days, because that's when he has to do the sober support meetings. And I'm hoping that sober support meetings will address the alcohol issues also with the substance abuse treatment. Usually those are 90 days. So I'm telling you, for 90 days with this GPS tracking, there better not be any sign of you going to bars, going to clubs, because you're not allowed to, you understand? That is not a good place for you to be. Don't go to ball games, sorry, because usually people are drinking beer or eating hot dogs or whatever they do at ball games. So it's probably best for you on this GPS tracking, if you want me to sign off to the removal, that there be no violations. What you should be doing is concentrating on your work and your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything that you need from the court to control your sobriety? All right. So I'll do the waive fees on the GPS tracking, and I'll tell you, part of GPS tracking, part of it honestly is for punishment, right? Okay. And make sure you report to your pretrial services officer, Officer Ortiz, and we can go off the record. Do you know who his new officer is going to be?
No, Judge. It's gonna, once we get those orders from you, the new orders, he's gonna get assigned a different officer. And once we see those orders from you signed, we'll go ahead and we'll have him transferred to a GPS officer, and then we'll also follow up with Mr. Martinez with treatment.
All right, and counsel, if you can make sure that you stay in contact, so he'll make sure he has the correct contact information for his pretrial services officer.
Mhm.
All right, is there anything else?
No, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, officer, for zooming in on such short notice.
Yes, Judge, thank you. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Monica, what's your client's name?
Mendez.
Okay. Okay, let me just put this in the system very quickly, and then. Court is calling 2019 CR 13071, State of Texas versus Martin Mendez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Mendez.
and are you Mr. Mendez?
Yes.
All right, could I have the interpreter, if you could raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and if you'll state your name for the record?
Carmen.
All right, Mr. Mendez, Mendez, I don't know why I'm adding extra syllables. So, Mr. Mendez, all of the documents that I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes,
And counsel, do you speak Spanish fluently?
I do, Your Honor.
Are you the same Martin Mendez who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 13071 for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on January 13th, 2021 for a term of 4 years?
Yes,
All right, so you're gonna have to wait till the interpreter finishes interpreting. Either you want to use the interpreter or you do not. Do you understand?
yes, yes,
All right. And the motion to revoke community supervision, did you review that with your attorney and did you understand it?
yes,
All right, state, how do you plead to that? True or not true?
not true.
On or about the 30th day of March, since the defendant Martin Mendez failed to report a change of address, drop, or arrest to the supervision officer within 48 hours in violation of Condition 9.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true. Judge, he's gonna plead not true to all conditions, just so the court knows.
All right, counsel, your next allegation.
On or about the 15th day of April 2021 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Martin Mendez did and there failed to register for or attend certified DWI intervention program with the approved agency violation and Texas.
Okay, you need to slow down because the interpreter is trying to interpret and the court reporter is trying to take everything down. All right, yes.
On or about the 15th day of April 2021 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Martin Mendez did and there failed to obtain and comply with affordable alcohol.
All right, so to violations of 5, 9, 15M, 15O, and 19D, how do you plead? True or not true?
Not true.
All right,
We have a few more.
We have a First Amendment, Judge.
okay, I don't have a copy of a First Amendment. Let me see. Does anyone? All right, thank you. All right, and did you review the First Amended motion to revoke with your attorney?
Yes,
And did you understand it?
yes,
All right, in the First Amendment, they have a violation of condition number 1. Did you review that violation with your attorney?
yes,
And how do you plead to that violation?
not true.
And then there's a violation of condition number 5. And state, if you'll read that violation into the record, please.
Yes, sir. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 2021, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 2022, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 2023, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July 2024. In violation of condition.
And how do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true.
Did you understand by pleading true to 5, 9, 15M, 15O, 19D, 1, and 5? the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 3 years in the prison and $1,000 fine.
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to those violations?
Not true, Judge.
I'm sorry, knowing that, do you still wish to plead not true to those violations?
Yes.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
State calls Juan Biasad. Yeah.
All right, can I see the file on Martin Mendez? All right, if you all approach.
Mendez?
We're back on the record in 2019 CR 13071, State versus Martin Mendez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Mendez, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Mendez?
Yes.
All right, and we've got to have the interpreter. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, and if you'll state your name for the record.
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
All right, so where we left off, there was a witness on the stand. So if we can recall the witness, please state.
Mendez, over here.
All right, you can have a seat. And if you'll just restate your name for the record, please.
Juan Biasad.
All right, state.
These are the chrono documents, documenting the probation officer activities,
And who enters those?
the probation officer.
Does the probation officer work for the supervision office?
Yes.
Is that an investigative office? Does it investigate crimes? Does it execute search warrants? Is it adversarial? and-
Judge, I'm going to object to all the leading questions. This is the third
Sustained.
meeting.
What is the job of the
The duties for a probation officer is to enforce all the court-imposed conditions and rehabilitation.
Does a supervision officer enter records in a routine fashion?
Objection leading.
That'll be overruled.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Did you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Rebecca Reyes
Right, state.
with the Bear County Adult Probation Court Liaison Officer. When people were granted probation, I would go over their conditions if they were in custody and give them the information to probation for the report.
And on January 13th, 2021, did you do that with the gentleman by the name of Mark Mendez?
I did.
And do you see Mr. Mendez in the record?
Yes.
And after reviewing those terms and conditions, did you have any other interaction with him?
No, we did it by Zoom because at the time, it was during COVID. So his conditions were read over Zoom with the interpreter along with.
No question.
All right, thank you. Call your next witness. All right.
So Your Honor, I'm going to ask the court find.
Well, just one second. All right, so the defendant pled not true to 5-9, 15M, 15O, 19D, 1 and 5, and state you have no further witnesses.
That is correct, Your Honor.
So what are you asking the court to do? All right. Well, the court is finding 5, 9, 15M, 15O, 19D, 1 and 5. Not true. So,
Judge, he's still on probation till 2025.
yes. Well, there are no conditions for me to add because everything was found not true. So is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Probation, he is to report immediately upon his release. If he does not report, then, excuse me, Mr. Mendez. You to report to probation immediately upon release. If you do not report immediately to probation in person, a motion to revoke will be filed. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
¿Tienes el otro?
This is a case that was set for trial and I was in a car accident.
That is such a, how are you doing?
I'm fine, back pain and neck pain, but nothing major. So I'm taking a bunch of Advil and seeing if it'll just go away.
Well, they always say that you have to be careful with those medications because they can.
Rip your,
impact kidneys.
yeah, rip your guts out and stuff.
Well, I don't know about ripping guts. All right. So we need a jury trial date. Ms. Ferguson, How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 to 4 hours, 3 days.
All right, 3-day jury trial date for criminal trial division.
And Judge, I think we're set for tomorrow also already.
Are we? I don't have a 16.
Really? My calendar has it for today and tomorrow. And that's the one off of Odyssey. Strange.
We're blaming everything on ours.
It's pretty easy to play.
No way we can do it sooner, Judge?
I can put you for November 4th, but let me just tell you, there are other cases for November 4th, and it may not end up going.
Because December 10th, I think I'm going to be leaving shortly thereafter.
Well, we can put it for the 4th, but Mr. Gomez, I want you to know there are other cases that are older than yours that are set on that day. So it may not end up going, but I remember you, so I'll see if we can put you in, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll put it for November 4th.
Thank you, Judge.
And state if something comes up sooner than that, if you'll call them and let them know, and then y'all can contact Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your patience.
I'll call. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Don't tell them what I said about that. Oh, wait. You could hear that?
I heard that.
It was something nice, I'm sure.
All right. So you were late for court.
That's my fault. I did not inform him of the court date that had been reset.
All right, here's the thing. When you leave here today, you're gonna be given a reset form. If you're late again, because this is not the first time you've not shown, if you're late again, a warrant most likely is gonna be issued for you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we with regards to discovery?
You know, to my understanding, the defense has everything, the state has tendered an offer, but it's my understanding.
We've rejected that. We'd like a trial.
All right, are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
Because here's the thing, if I said this for jury trial, it is going to jury trial and your plea deadline date will have expired and the court will not consider any plea bargaining agreements without cause, otherwise you have to plead over to the court. So, do you want me to just schedule you for a jury trial?
Yes, please.
All right,
You want a chance to think about it? And she says a plea deadline, set another date. Up to you.
Sure.
And we'll take a plea deadline reset, please.
how old are you?
26.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, put this on October 21st for a plea deadline date. And you need to be here at 9 and you need to be on time, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.